Every female mason bee is a queen. She works alone as a solitary bee. She will make between 15 to 40 foraging trips to gather the pollen to provide for one egg, which she will seal into the stem of a reed, or if you've got a bee house, and then she will seal it in with clay. She will layer her eggs in the stem up to about 6 inches. If you are collecting your own stems for bee houses, they should be 6 inches long and either 6 millimeters round for leafcutter bees or 8 millimeters round for mason bees. You can help these bees survive to spring. In October, remove the tubes and stems from your bee houses and open them. Inside each tube will be cocoons of the bees, as well as possible pollen mites or parasitic wasp larvae or eggs. Cleaning is what removes these parasites and makes sure that they're not around to infect next year's crop of mason bees. The pollen mites, which are usually white, yellow, or red, are very tiny. They feed on the pollen that mom left for her baby, which means that when it hatches, it will starve. Female wasps, little wasps, invade the nests by piercing a hole through the clay and laying eggs. Once they hatch, the wasp larvae eat the bee, and then they pupate inside the bee's cocoon. And then in spring, those wasps will emerge from the cocoons and repeat the whole process. Inspect all the cocoons that you've removed, and if they have any tiny holes drilled in the side, or if they're misshapen or they just don't look healthy, set them aside to be destroyed. Take the clean cocoons and wash them in cold water and swirl them around several times, rinse and repeat. Then set the cocoons out to dry on paper towels. Once they're thoroughly dry, store the cocoons in a cardboard box or a Tupperware container with holes in the lid. Line the inside with paper towel and place them in the fridge for the winter. You can occasionally add a few drops of water to the paper towel for humidity. In spring, when temperatures have stabilized to about 13 degrees Celsius, which is 55 Fahrenheit, and the fruit trees are about to bloom, you can then set the cocoons outside in a safe place and they will hatch out. Or you could put the cocoons outside for the whole winter in a container with a small hole in it so that they can crawl out and hatch. You could put it in your garage, but you'd want to make sure that mice couldn't get into it, because they would certainly eat those larvae. This is just a brief description of how to care for mason bees and help them survive from pests. There is a lot of info on YouTube, as well as companies in both Canada and the USA that sell the bee homes and accessories, as well as the replacement tubes, and you can quickly find them through a Google search. Not only that, they will sell you bees in cocoons in spring to start you off. I would love to hear from you in the comments if you think this is something you would like to do.